reality. On today's episode, we're talking about healing from healing from self-image. Yeah, healing your self-image. Healing your self-image. Of course, my name is Queen Amelia Donatus, a broadcast journalist, model, entrepreneur, here to inspire you, reminding you that your vision is not a joke and your dreams are valid. I want you to understand that this topic is very, very important. It is something that you need to reflect about. Healing your self-image. A lot of people has actually put themselves in a sham of torture, looking confused, becoming the limitation of their own ambition because they have written themselves off because of past pain. It has made them become a shadow of themselves. But I want you to understand that there are more to things that you should involve and develop yourself. Now, this topic talks about how people see themselves. Many carry negative self image shaped by past criticisms, rejection, or failure because people has neglected you in the past, because people has rejected you, because people has said one thing or the other. So because of that, you've written yourself off. You believe you're not good enough. You believe you're not deserving of something new, something beautiful. You're not deserving of something sweet. That's a lie you got there. That's a lie you've said to yourself. Healing from self image is me reminding you that you are what you think you are. You are whatever you've thought you've become. You are if you tell yourself that I am wonderfully made, I am exotically made, that is what you manifest. But when you tell yourself that, oh, I'm not good enough, nothing good comes out of me. I cannot be choosing. I am this, I am that. Whatever you say, you begin to manifest yourself on it. So you need to understand that these factors reflect you. A thought bets an action bets a result. So if you see yourself in a negative manner, then you begin to manifest negative results. When you see yourself in a positive, you begin to manifest positivity. So it's important. Healing begins when you challenge the lies you have believed about yourself. Healing begins when you challenge the lies you have believed about yourself. So, what is the lie you've told about yourself? If you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, so like and comment, and welcome to the show on My Vision, My Reality with Queen Amelia. So, the question is, what is that thing? What is that lie you've told yourself? And you know it's not true. Healing begins when you challenge the lies you have believed about yourself. That's when your healing starts from. First of all, for you to prefer a solution, you have to identify the problem, identify the root cause before you prefer solution. Because you cannot just want to prefer solution to something you don't know what the root cause is all about. Understanding the measure times is very critical. Understanding the root cause is the cognitive point there. Because when you understand the root cause, whatever solution you want to prefer is going to work. But your inability to identify what the problem is, then giving it solution becomes a problem. So you need to understand these factors defines you. Hello, Bongmahili. Welcome. Good morning. So I want you to also understand that self-image affects your choices, affects your relationships, affects your characteristics. Self-image, the way you have seen yourself, the picture you have created in your head affects literally everything around you. It affects your sense of reasoning, it affects your communication level, it affects your relationship, it affects your choices, it affects your day-to-day activity, it affects your entire being. So what is that thing? that you are not healed from? What is that thing that has stand as a limitation to you? You need to understand that healing your self-image is the first transformation, is the best thing you can give to yourself. So heal from that negative thought, heal from the limitation, heal from the darkness you've actually placed yourself. You know one damage control this topic does to you. One damage control it does to you is that when light is trying to shine in your life, maybe someone wants to try to make you realize that, oh, you're being you're being behind, you're actually being so negative. You need to be positive. That subconscious mind will begin to tell you that, oh, no, 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 don't let that person talk to you. The person is trying to control you. The person is trying to do this. The person is trying to do that, because the art of negativity has actually taken place. So how do you fix that? How you fix that starts from your internal psyche, your cell membrane. You have to go and reset. The last topic we talked about reset and reflect and reset. So you have to go back to the drawing boards, which is the control switch, your cell membrane, and unbag that lie that you have told yourself. That lie, if you know the way you have painted that image in your head, you go back there and unlock it. Because somebody said you're not good enough does not mean you're not good enough. Because somebody said you're a failure does not mean you are a failure. The day you begin to accept those words as a reality, it becomes your control switch. It begins to affect your negative, it begins to affect your intellect, begin to affect your psyche, begin to affect your choices, your relationship, your day-to-day activities. It makes you become more colder about yourself. You begin to have the inability for association. And you know that the more you're limited from association, learning becomes limited. And that's a problem. So you first of all go back to your cell membrane and tell yourself that I am not a failure. I am a light. I'm not a darkness. I am positively oriented. Of course, I deserve to be better. I am not a thief. I am becoming. I am not behind. My vision is not a jerk, and my dreams are valid. When you begin to affirm these words, you're gradually eliminating negativity out of your head, and you see your real self begin to manifest. The real light in you begin to shine. Yeah, Santara, welcome, namaste. You begin to see your light shine so bright. So you have to have the openness to be able to understand that you need healing. And don't forget, and don't forget, oh, sorry, Sue. Don't forget, a third, bet an action, bet a resort. So, what have you actually? I didn't go anywhere, Sue. Just I was busy with work. Now, that thing you've told yourself you are, that you don't want someone to come close. I just like to be on my own. I don't want to be talked to. I don't want to play. I don't want to mingle. I don't want someone invading my privacy. The question is, how long do you want to dwell in that sham? So I'm very okay, my darling. How about you and your family? How long do you want to dwell in that? Privacy is important, but what are you limiting yourself from? What boundaries are you creating? What thought is in your head? What are you actually envisioning when you are all by yourself? Because what you think controls your entire being. Thank you, Sue. Welcome back again. Good to see you and Happy New Year. So, how's your family? It affects your entire cell brain. I am a very positive energy person. And anywhere you see me, you find it out in my communication level, in my character, in my attitude, anything I do. There's always a frequency of positivity on it. If there's something I don't accept, if there's something I don't welcome, if it's something I don't give a chance to, is aura of negativity. I don't think negative. I don't act negative, and I don't accommodate negativity. I believe one step at a time. I believe that thing that is too difficult to do, when I give it time, obviously I'm going to achieve that. When I have a repetition of trial, the more repeated I try to do that, yes, yes, so I do that on daily basis. The more repeated I do that, the more I learn the process and understand the execution button. And when I get to understand the execution button, then success becomes inevitable for me. So learning is a journey. Life itself is a teacher. So I like to learn at every interval. I'm always very open minded. I like to learn at all times, but it's a loss when you feel so ambiguous. You feel you feel so ambiguous. So when you become too ambiguous, you become too big to be corrected, then you have actually caused a big limitations for yourself. Okay, bye, Sue. Nice having you again on the show. That's pretty good. And I want you to understand that your self image shapes your behavior. Past words are not permanent truth. That relationship didn't work because your partner said you're not good enough does not mean it is a reality. It does not mean that it is the entire truth. It is a loss if they lost you. So accepting what is said to become your reality, that is the graveyard that you've actually dug yourself. Past words are not permanent truths. Past words are not permanent truths. That they said it does not mean it is true. Healing begins with awareness. You have to be aware. How informed are you that you're having this problem? You have to be aware that this problem exists before solutions can take place. So your ability to understand these factors helps you to stay productive, help you to stay healed, refreshed, and repackaged. Because you were disappointed in the past does not mean you cannot get something better. But don't take that pain of the past with you to the present, because you will be closing all doors of happiness. Rather, drop all baggages of the past in the past and have a refreshed mindset. Reflect over the problems, take the lesson learned, reset your cell membrane, and take a step forward and see yourself, boom, you're doing extremely well. So these are the key factors you need as a guiding to your healing process, healing your self-image. Now, lastly, I want you to affirm that I see myself with kindness and truth. You know, the reality is you can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have, of course. You don't have love in your language. There's no love in your DNA. Of course, you cannot give love. It's always violent. You always give what you have. That is reality. You attract what you manifest. If you're a sweet person, you're a lovable person, you will certainly attract lovable people. If you're a bitter person, you always struggle with introduction. So, beautiful people, we've come to the end of the show today. My vision, my reality. See you same time tomorrow. Good night. I still remain Queen Emilia Donatus. Don't forget to subscribe to my channels, like, comment, and stay blessed. Remember, healing begins when you challenge the lies you have believed about yourself. Stay blessed. I love you. Dun, 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 dun.